Okay, so in the system hacking, we are going to start uh, some few topics, which is divided into system hacking, just like a password cracking and a system hacking, escalating privileges, keyloggers, steganography, and Windows hacking. Okay, so one by one, every subtopics I will clear. So let's start with the password cracking. Okay, so let's understand what is the password complexity. Password complexity will tell you that the password length, which password length will be cracked in how much time. Just like a password length is a six character, right? So this can be six character length, and it is LM has, NTLM has, MD5 has, SHA1, SHA256, SHA512, and Bicrypt. So all the type of algorithm will be cracked instantly. Okay, except the Bicrypt. Bicrypt will take 18 hours. Same as well as if we increase one more character in there, then the Bicrypt will take 9 weeks. But if I increase one more character, like eight character long password, then it in the LM has it will crack immediately, but NT has will take 3.5 minutes. Same as well as MD5 take 6 minutes. SHA1 take 19 minutes. SHA256 take 45 minutes. And SHA512 will take 2.25 hours. And Bicrypt will take 59 years. Yeah, it's a very long time, 59 years. And 9 character long will also crack easily using the LN has 5.5 hours for the anti, 10 hours for MD5. Okay, so this is the password complexity. So you have to always create your password at least 12 character or more than 12 character password so that it will not easy to hackers to brute force and crack, right? Now the types of password attacks, the types of password attack we have multiple, like non-electronic attacks. So in the non-electronic attacks, attacker need to possess a technical knowledge to crack password, hence known as a non-technical attack, just like a shoulder surfing, social engineering, and a dumpster diving. So in these three attacks, we don't need any kind of laptop or mobile or any kind of a tools, right? Even we don't know any kind of hardware by using the shoulder surfing. So what is the shoulder surfing? Let me show you. SHOULDER shoulder surfing. So this is called a shoulder surfing technique to crack password. So this is the hacker which is watching the someone else's password when he is typing something in his mobile. So this is called shoulder surfing techniques to steal someone else's password. Now the social engineering. Social engineering means by creating the friend, right? By creating the friend for a long time to steal the personal information of the any kind of person, right? So this is social engineering. Dumpster diving. Dumpster diving means dumpster dumpster diving attack. In the dumpster diving attack, attacker collect all the garbage from the dustbin, the corporate garbage, right? So from the garbage, he can collect the important information regarding the company, regarding the employees, right? So the password can be found in that dumpster also. Now the next thing is active online attack. Attackers perform password cracking by directly communicating with the victim machine using the dictionary and brute force attack, has injection and phishing, Trojan spyware and keylogger attack, and password guessing techniques also. So this is active online attack. So during the active online attack, we need internet. Then we can perform the active online attack. Passive online attack. During the passive online attack, we don't need internet, right? It is just like a sorry. Passive online attack. No, I'm sorry. So in the passive online attack, again we need internet, but it's a passive method. Which means by using the third party, we can crack the password later. Just like a wire sniffing, man in the middle attack, which I have already covered in the previous module, sniffing and spoofing, and replay attack also we have covered. Offline attack. In the offline attack, attacker copy the target password file in the pen drive and then try to crack password in his home system at a different location. So the example of the offline attack is pre-computed hash, which is called rainbow table, and distributed network. Password hash salting is what? So password hash salting is called, this is a user password, and if we add some extra keyword in the password like YR, YRTZT, right? So this is called the salt we are adding in the original password, and then after that we will convert the complete string into hash algorithm, right? Into the hash algorithm, and then we will receive this particular hashed password with salt. So this is very too much secure hash password salt. Password cracking techniques. We have some password cracking techniques like brute force attack. So what is the brute force attack? A brute force technique is an attempt to crack password using permutation and combination approach. And this method takes a lot of time and memory consumption depending on the length and complexity of the password. If the password is a 6 character long, then it can be break easily. If the password is a 10 character, 12 character long, then it will take years to crack a password. But a brute force attack will take a guarantee to crack any password. But the problem is it to crack the password, it will take so much time. Next is a dictionary attack. A dictionary technique is an attempt to store in a build password in a file known as a dictionary. Instead of trying all combination of password, it create a word list of a most common passwords and calculate the hash value while cracking the password. So it will only able to crack password if it is stored in the dictionary, right? If the password is not stored in the dictionary, then the dictionary attack will not successful. So this technique takes a less time as compared to brute force technique to crack a password. Now, Windows user, how the Windows user can secure the password, right? Password complexity, how the users can secure the password complexity. So in a Windows, normally if I check, so my Windows password personally, if I'm saying you, my Windows password is just a right now. My password is my Windows password is just AST, only 3 character long. Oh, sorry, 0404. So this is my Windows 11 password right now, my login screen password. So this the character length is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 character long password, which is easy to crack for hacker, right? So if you want to increase the length, right, maximum length of the password, because right now my minimum password length is 0, which means I can also provide the space. That is also my password. But I have to define the proper security. So for that, we can open the secpol.msc. So whenever we open the secpol.msc, now go select the account policy. Now password policy, double click on it, and here is your uh, minimum password length. So you can see that minimum password length is a 0 character. That's why I'm saying. So in my Windows right now, my minimum password length is a 0. So you have to increase your password length like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 character long password you have to set every time if you want to change also. So this is the main requirement. So if you want to set up this, you can set, right? So that your window will be secure for the password cracking. Next is Microsoft authentication. What is the Microsoft authentication? A security account manager, SAM, which is called a SAM database, security account manager, SAM, SAM database. So Windows store a user password in a SAM or in an Active Directory database in the domains. Right? Password are never stored in the clear text password. Clear text password are has and hashed, and the result are stored in the SAM file. Right? So the in the SAM file there is a authentication protocol. So we have an authentication anti-LM authentication protocol. So anti-LM authentication protocol divided into two parts. The first one is the anti-LM authentication protocol and LM authentication protocol. Right? There is a two different algorithms techniques to protect the password. Okay. So these protocol store a user password in the same database using hashing method. Next, Kerberos authentication. Kerberos is a Microsoft has upgraded its default authentication protocol to Kerberos, which provide a stronger authentication for client and server application than HTML, right? Which means it is better than NTLM. NTLM is the old method to protect a user password, but the Kerberos authentication is the new and latest. So whenever the NT and NTLM NT5 has password as whenever you type your password into Windows, like NT200XP login, a window encrypt your password using encryption scheme that turns your password into something that look like this. So your password will look like this in your Windows operating system in the same file, right? So this is your password has. So what this is what actually being checked against when you type a password in your Windows, right? So whenever the new user will type a username and password in a Windows, if now the window first it will check in the database, which is a SAM file database. If the username and password is correct, right? If the username and password is correct, then the window will allow user to log in a user if the password is correct. If the password is not correct, incorrect password, then the user could not log in. So how has password are stored in a Windows SAM file, right? So let's see. So what is the location of the SAM file? SAM file is located at the C drive, Windows System 32 folder, and then config folder. And in the config folder, we have a SAM file. So along with the SAM file, there is another file which is called a system file. Okay. So both file is important for the user. So let me show you in the real time C drive and Windows System 32 and config. Right. So this is the location for your file. So here is the file. You can see that SAM file and the system file. So both the file we have right now. So both the file we have right now. So the one more thing is that about that we cannot delete these files. If I try to delete these files, we cannot. Right? You cannot copy these files. You cannot move these files, and you cannot do anything. Right? But still, if I want to watch the content of the file, it is not possible by default methods. If I try to open this file in the notepad, still I cannot see. So it is saying the process cannot be accessed file because it is being used by another process, right? So it is not possible for me to open the file also. But still, we have some hacker methods to copy these file out of the system. Because if you want to crack the file, you have to copy these file out of the system on your desktop or somewhere else, right? So in the password in this file, whenever you open the file, this is the content which you visible, right? Just like a username list, administrator, guest, admin, and Sam, and their user ID 1001, 1002, and so on. And then you can see that the no password sign, and then it is a LM hash which is not visible, right? It is showing you as an asterisk, and this is called anti-LM hash. Okay, So this is the NTLM has. So we have to crack NTLM has or either the LM has, both. One of them you can choose and just crack. Okay, so this is the introduction of a SAM. If you want to learn more about the SAM file. So SAM file is nothing, it's just a database which stores the users Windows user password in this file. What is the LM authentication and TLM authentication? Now the task is that how to copy SAM and system file from the config folder to outside the other folder, outside the different location. How can you do this? So we have some techniques. So one of them is, so for that, I will use, because I need a Windows, because in a Windows 10, Windows 11 we cannot perform this task. Reason? Because my Windows 11 password is a different. So that's why I'm using my Windows 10 machine. Okay, so okay, I don't have a Windows machine. Where is the machine? So here is my Windows 10 machine. So let me install this machine. So it will take 1 minute to install and set up. And let me send you something as some more things like. So this is the Drive link, Google Drive link, and from this Google Drive link, you can download my Windows 10 machine. You can download my Escalate Win machine, which I will use in this module, right? Maybe today and maybe tomorrow I will use this machine. And I think Windows 10 also I have uploaded this one. So this Windows 10 Pro 2016 and this Windows 10, there is no difference. Both are same. The difference is that this particular machine is pre-built machine. So first of all, you have to try this one. If it is not working for you, right? If it is not working for you, then you have to try to install this machine. Okay, one more thing I have remember. I will show you. Yeah, this particular link also I have to share with you how to install and set up Metasploitable 2 in your VirtualBox. So this is important for you and useful also. So now you can see a Windows 10 has been set up and done. After the setup and done, you have to check settings. Is there any error? No error, right? I have provided 2 GB RAM. Network bridge adapter. Make sure your network is bridge adapter. Now click OK and then just start this Windows 10 machine. The password for this machine is ASD. Okay, done. So after installing this machine, you have to first uh, you have to make a full screen to this machine. So you have to select here device and then insert guest CD image. So click on that. You can see it is visible here. Now just yeah, right click and install and run program from me. And now yes, install this machine, install this tool. So this is just like a guest machine, the Oracle VM Virtual Guest Edition, which is just like a drivers for this virtual machine. So it is installing the drivers in this machine. What happened? Now click on the view tab and click on the full screen mode. Click on the switch. Okay, not working. Again, go back and let's try to power off and then again power on, just like a restart. Okay, done. Now you can see that window has been opened. Now let's again click on the view, full screen mode. Okay, again it is not full screen, but it will work definitely. No problem. So our task is to how to copy SAM and system file from the config folder. Okay, so we have to use. So there is only two methods. First, you can use registry command to save the copy of system file and SAM file outside of the folder. And second one is to use registry editor tool. Okay, so first method I will show you. First method is open your Windows terminal, not like this. Open your Windows terminal, CMD, right click and run as administrator. Okay. Now here you have to run the command, and the command is registry save HKLM, reg registry save HKLM slash sys tem system. Okay, one more thing you have to notice that where you want to save this file. So right now I'm in the location of uh, system 32 location, my folder location. So let's change the location. cd users users and then SAM folder and then desktop. So now I'm on the desktop where I will save reg registry save HKLM slash sysdm system and then sysdm system registry save HKLM and then so this command is used to copy a system file on the desktop because my current location is desktop now, that's why. So it will automatically visible here. So when I hit enter, so look at that, the system file is copy outside of the folder. Next command, next file is SAM file, SAM file, operation command completed. Now you can see that SAM and system file both are the file is on desktop now. Now you have to do is that either the hacker will use pen drive to copy this file inside the pen drive, but we can but on we are online. I'm teaching you online. So in the online, it is not possible to show you as a pen drive. So I will try to copy directly these two files in my Linux operating system. So I have to transfer both these files into Linux operating system. Okay, but before transferring this file, let me show you one more method to copy this file out of the folder. Okay, So first let me delete these files again, and now let me use the another method, which is a second method that go to registry edit and then HT local machine. Okay, so let's open the REG edit, registry edit. So this is the registry edit. Now you have to right click on HT local machine, sorry, expand HT local machine, and then there is a SAM registry and system registry. Both is available. So first of all, click on the SAM registry, right click and export on desktop, right? And provide the name SAM. Select file type, which is uh, registry hives. Select registry hives files and then save. So you can see same file is outside the folder. Next, right click on the system also, export and provide the name SYSTM system registry hive files and then click on save. Now you can see SAM and system file both outside of the folder. That's it. So we have completed this task. Now the next task is that to transfer these files inside the Linux operating system. So I have a Linux operating system here. You can see that. Okay, so how can I transfer these files? Okay. Either you can directly use this method, like just open the any folder of the inside the Linux operating system here and just select both the file like this and select after selecting just drag and drop inside Kali Linux. So it is not possible. Drag and drop operation best to host is failed. Okay. So it is not allowed us to transfer like this, drag and drop. So that's why I will use here the Impact SMB server. So SMB server is also used for uh, file management or file sharing server. Okay. So I will try to run SMB server file in my Linux operating system. Copy and paste. You can see that user share doc Python 3 impact an example SMB server dot share SMB server dot py and then share, and then this is the directory where I which directory I want to share. Okay, so if you have any other directory, you can name it like here. Which directory you want to target? So I can select the music also. Right? What is inside the music right now? So inside the music there is a text files. So let me delete all these files from the uh, music folders. So now the music folder is empty. So let me select the music folder now. So MUSIC music folder. Okay, that's it. Now when I hit enter, now you can see that the SMB server is started, right? So SMB server is started in the Kali Linux, and after starting the SMB server, this particular folder, the music folder, become the global access. Global access is just like in my network only, right? So in my home network, anyone can access this folder. How? With the IP address. What is the IP address of Kali Linux? So what is the IP address? Let's see. Host name hyphen capital I. So this is the IP address of Kali Linux. So 1.17. So I will try to access the 1.17 in my uh, Windows. So just open // 192.168.1.17 and just hit enter. So when you hit enter, now you can see the share folder. Inside there is a music folder. So inside this music folder, there is a nothing. So you have to Select both these files and copy inside this folder. Now you can see both the file is transferred inside the in this folder, which means now close this. Now these all files, both these all files are transferred inside the Linux easily. Now cancel this Control C. Now you can check and now you can go inside music folder and ls and now you can see that SAM and system file is now available in the Linux. Okay. And after that, then you can perform any task with the SAM and system file. But before performing any task, SAM or system file, because in the SAM and system file, the Windows user password is available now. So our task is to how to crack Windows user password. Okay, that's why I have performed the all these tasks. But before performing this, let's understand one more method that without using these methods, you can also extract the Windows user password on the Windows terminal. So for the Windows, there is a tool called pwdump7 tool. So you have to go and check inside the download folder. So inside the download folder, you will see that there is a pwdump7 tool is available. So right click and extract here. Okay. So this is the pwdump7 tool. Okay. Now you have to go inside download folder. Download folder. Okay. Now check dir. Inside this download folder, there is a pwdump7 tool available. Okay. CLS. Now type pwdump7.exe and whenever you hit enter this command or whenever you try to run this tool, you will see that the user information of the Windows is printed on the screen. So administrator detail and the SAM user detail is visible as it is. Rest of the accounts, these details are not important for us too much. So this is the LM has of SAM user. Okay, and this is the NTLM has of the SAM user. So we can directly copy these has, no problem. It's our choice. Okay, next thing is, so this is the another method pwdump7, but we will carry out the first method, which is when we have a transfer the SAM system file. After transferring the file, then we can extract the data from these files. So how can we extract the data? So there is a tool called SAM dump tool, and then system file, and then SAM file. So whenever you hit enter, it will print all the data from the SAM and system file with mix. SAM user 1001 is the user ID, and this is the LM has. Okay, this is the LM has, and this is anti-LM has of the user password. Now, if you want to save all these detail, then you can save inside directly in this file, right? So all the data is inside the has.txt complete. Now you can see that there is an administrator user is visible on the top of the first line, and their user ID is 500 and the password of the user. Okay, so the first field is the username, and the second field is the unique security identifier for that username. The third field is the LM has, and the fourth field is anti-LM has. So if you have a system in SAM file, then you can do this. So if a user is disabled, so let's consider if your administrator user, you can see that disable. So this particular administrator user is right now disabled in the Windows, and this user also disabled, this user also disabled, this user also disabled, but the same user is running and working very well. So if you want to enable this user, if you want to activate the administrator user, then how can you perform this simply? So in the Windows terminal, you have to run the command net user administrator slash active colon yes. Okay. So let me try to activate the administrator user account. So let me show you in the account type. You can see we have only in the Windows, we have only one user, which is SAM user. So how to activate the administrator user? So right click and run as administrator. Okay. So the command prompt has been opened. Now you can run the command which is called net user administrator. So first of all, you have to run the net and then user. So net user will reflect all the user detail. So which user you are going to target? This one. Just copy net user and then administrator, then slash active colon yes. So when you hit enter, now the administrator account has been activated. Okay, your administrator account activated. So go back and click again, and now you can see that the administrator account is activated. Now you can use this. So what is the password for the administrator account? Right now the password is nothing. So if you want to set a new password for the administrator, you can. So net user and then administrator and then password and then slash add. So this is a different command. This is the different command for if you want to add a new user in a Windows using command prompt. So how could you perform if you want to add a new user in a Windows? So let's use this simple net user and the username is net user hacker. What is the password of the user hacker? So password is ASD. So this is the password and then slash add. So when you hit enter, the hacker user with password ASD is created. So check, go back and check again. Go back and check again. Now you can see that the hacker account is visible. Okay, but now you can see that a SAM account is SAM account also having the administrator power. Administrator also have a full power, but the hacker account doesn't have administrator power. Only local account and password protected. But the administrator authority he doesn't have. So how could you assign the administrator authority to a newly created account? Okay, so you can provide the newly created account authority like this net local group administrators and then SAM, which user you want to assign, and then slash out. Okay, so let me run the command net local group group local group and then administrators. So this is not a this is only a administrator. Okay, this is only the administrator, right? You have to focus the last administrator. But when you are adding inside the administrator power or authority, then you have to type administrators, right? RS. So this is the big difference. So you have to add S one more time. So net local group administrators and which user you want to assign authority, hacker user. I want to assign authority and then slash. And when you hit enter, you will see that the command completed successfully. And now go back and check again. Now you can see the hacker account also now having the administrator power. Okay, so now I have a administrator power of, on the hacker account. Okay, okay. Next thing is password recovery tool for Windows and as well as for Linux. So I want to use password recovery tool for Windows if it is possible. So let's download the Lasagna tool for Windows. So there is a Lasagne tool for Windows. So let me download the Lasagne, Lasagne GitHub. So Lasagne is a credential recovery project. Okay, so Lasagne project is for Linux, Mac OS, and the Windows as well. So I wanted to download for Windows. So just you have to download complete file. So just click here and just download the zip file. It will take some times. Okay, finally it's downloaded and just close this download folder. And where is that Lasagne master? Extract to Lasagne master. Go inside on Windows. So on a Windows, here is your Lasagne file, which is a Python file. So you have to run your file with Python. Okay. So let me start the CMD from here. CMD, right? Done. Now check dir. So let me start. So how to run this simply Python and then lasagne dot lasagne.py. Okay, lasagne.py file. So whenever you run this command, so it is running. Password not found, zero password found. Okay, so whenever you run, so whatever the detail is saved inside your browser, everything will be captured by the Lasagne project. So let's for the example and the small example, let me test with the test PHP website. Okay, let me log in, test, test, and log in. Now let me save the detail. So when I say password saved in the browser, so whatever the username and password I have typed, all the detail is saved inside browser. Okay. After saving the passwords, now close this browser and let's try to run one more time. Okay, again it is not captured the data. Okay, because this particular window is my virtual machine, so there is no details saved in this virtual windows, right? So my purpose is to show you that it will reveal all the browser password, Wi-Fi password, or everything, whatever you are used. It will automatically extract all the details on your screen, right? I cannot show you my personal Windows detail, okay? So that's why I'm using my virtual machines. Next is word list. Whenever you want to crack Windows password, document password, or anything password you want to crack, you need a word list, right? You need a dictionary list, word list, right? Where all the common passwords are stored. So in the Linux operating system, the word list, the default word list is available in this location, right? I can show you cd/user share and then word list. So in this word list folder, we have a lots of word list which is provided by the Linux, Amas, dir buster, Wi-Fi related word list, password cracking word list, Metasploit word list, mmap word list, SQL map word list. There are so many word lists are available. And there is a one more SecList. SecList is also famous for word list, and it's a very huge, almost a 506 MB, 500 and 600 MB size of this word list. So if you need during the pen testing, then you have to download. Otherwise, you don't need to download this. Okay, now there is a file which is called a rocky.txt. So rocky.txt is very famous for password cracking or any other thing. So this word list is a very common word list on the internet, right? Right now it is a compressed. So if you want to uncompress this word list, you have to use a gunzip command, gunzip and then rocky.txt. So it will automatically remove GJF and uncompress them also. So when I hit enter, it will take some time. And finally, you can see the extension has been removed and now it's a fresh rocky.txt file. So this is the word list which we will use later. Next is document cracking. So how we are going to perform the practical of how to crack a document passwords. Okay, like PDF password, Word password, Excel password, WinRAR password, and the zip password or any other passwords we are going to crack. This is the best tool, which is called John the Ripper, right? John the Ripper tool. This is the usage. Word list name you have to assign word list equal to slash user share word list and then your file name where all the passwords are stored and which file you want to crack. So hash to crack. So this file I want to crack because in this file all the details are saved just like this. Sorry. So you have a hash.txt. So I want to crack this hash.txt. These are not all the hash. I'm talking about only this because all these accounts are disabled. That's why we cannot crack these accounts. But these particular is running. Okay, so you can apply here the hash.txt. So first of all, before cracking the password of a hash, we have to first identify the hash type. Which type of hash is used by the user. So sometimes John won't play nicely with automatically recognizing and loading hashes. So that's okay. We are able to use other tools to identify the hash. To use hash identifier, you can just pull the Python file from the GitHub. Okay, so how can you do this? So let me do with the practical of MD5. So I want to crack this. So there is a website MD5 has generator. Type here your common word like hacker. So I want to convert hacker into MD5 hash. So when I click on generate, so now the hacker is converted into MD5 hash and SHA1 hash. So I need only MD5 hash. So just copy this MD5 hash and then use the tool called hash identifier, which will automatically analyze that which type of hash is this. So let me use hash hyphen hash identifier and now paste here the hash. So when you hit enter, it will tell you possible hash is MD5, right? So it is possible. This particular tool is identified that this particular hash is MD5 hash. Okay, now let's take one of the another example. Let me copy SHA1 hash. So copy this hash and one more time just paste here and hit enter. And this time you can see that as possible hash SHA1. Right? So this is the tool which is called hash identifier tool, which will automatically identify which type of hash is this. So after identifying the hash, then you can crack this hash. Okay. After identifying the hash, then you can crack this hash. So I have identified. Okay. Now uh, I have a hash.txt also. Let's go outside the folder. Let me delete all the text file. Now I need a word list also. So copy the word list from the location share user word list and uh, Hamas, TNS, John. So let me use John dot list. Okay, so let me copy John dot list. Dot means copy in my current location. CP and then file name and then dot. Dot means copy and paste inside my current location. And now you can see John dot list is available. Okay. Now let's consider. Let me try. Is the hacker keyword is available or not? Because we are going to crack this has the and how he generated with the help of hacker keyword. So we are going to crack this has using the brute force, sorry, dictionary attack. Using the dictionary attack, we are going to crack this has and get back the hacker keyword. So we have a word list, John dot word list. Now let's check and verify. John hyphen hyphen format equal raw hyphen md5 raw hyphen md5. This is the format of has hyphen hyphen word list equal John dot list and then the file name which is a hash.txt. So where is the hash.txt? Inside a music folder there is a hash.txt. So I want to crack this hash. So when I oh sorry one more thing. So where is the hash? So this is the hash, na? Just copy. Now let's create hash.txt in this location. Paste here the hash, save the file, exit, and use this tool. That's it. So when you hit enter, you can see the password has been cracked, right? So this is the password of hash.txt hash. So when we crack this, we receive a hacker keyword, right? So this is the use of John. Next is same as well as you have to also perform with the SHA 512. Next is how to crack Windows authentication hashes. So I can try how to crack the Windows authentication hash. So we first command is that first you have to run this command samdump system and sam and then hash.php which I have already. Okay, which I have already hash.txt. Next is copy any user has into my hash.txt. So you have to copy any user has into my hash.txt. And then so we have already copied hash.txt inside the text file. Now apply the John tool, John hyphen hyphen format equal nt and then hash.txt and then word list hyphen hyphen word list equal John. John. So when you hit enter, it is saying no, it's not cracked. So let me check is there our password is available in the file or not. So nano and then dot slash john.lst. So there's a lots of passwords. So let me enter my personal password, my Windows password, my user password, ASD inside the file. And now let's try again. So when you try again, now it is not working. So it is not working because you have already run this command, right? To execute this command one more time, you have to delete the previous data. Okay. So how can you check the previous data? Cat and then dot John and then John dot port. So this is the previous data. So you have to copy one. Now this file is empty. So I have removed and I just paste one. You can also paste two, three, anything. I just wanted to remove this all the data. Now let's try again the same command one more time. John format empty. Format is empty. Empty has and then hash of txt and the word list is john.list. So this is the password list. So let's crack. And again, we are not able to crack the uh, administrator password, right? Administrator password or send user password. Okay, okay. So you can also use this command, hascat command. Hascat command hyphen m 1000 hyphen a 0 hash.txt and then rocky.txt. So let me try this one also. It will work or not because I am performing on the virtual box. So hascat need a main machine instead of virtual machine. 1000 hyphen a 0 hash.txt and then John. Now let's see what will happen. It will crack on. So now check what is the status. So status is cracked, which means the password has been cracked by the Heskett. So let me check what is the password. So the password is not visible. The status is cracked, but the password is not visible, right? So the password will visible here, but it is not visible here. NTLM has. Okay, now let's try to cracking a Linux user password. How to crack? If you forget the Linux user password, how will you do that? So Linux user password is stored in the shadow file, slash cd slash shadow file. Okay, so how can you perform this? Simple. To crack a Linux user password, just like this, we have to run the command John, and then slash etc shadow hyphen format equal crypt crypt, and then word list is common.txt, hyphen word list is John dot dot slash John dot list. So where is the John list, John file? John file is inside Kali links, Kali folder, one folder back. That's why I'm using the dot slash. One folder back, there is a John dot list file. So when you hit enter, look at that, the root password is cracked and the Kali user password is also cracked. So root password and Kali password, both the password is AST. Okay, so I'm performing the command very well, but due to the some technical problems and securities or some other reason, the Windows password is not cracked. Okay, but the Linux password is correct. You can see that. So our method is perfect, no doubt. But for the Windows, maybe it is not. Now let's cracking a password protected document. To crack a password protected document, I have some documents like. So I have these document folder. So this is the folder which I have, password protected document folder, document cracking. So in this document, I have a zip file, a RAR file, Word file, PowerPoint file, PDF file, okay, Excel file, and all these files are password protected. If you want to check, let me open the Word file, password protected, same as well as PowerPoint file, password protected, PDF file, password protected, now Excel file, password protected. So our task is to how to crack all these document password. Okay. So first of all, I have to transfer this complete folder inside my Kali Linux. Then I can perform these tasks. Okay. So how can I transfer this folder? I can transfer by using the SMB server. Okay. By using the SMB server, I can transfer. So just run this server, and the IP address I know very well. So 192.168.1.70. Open this IP address in your Windows 11. Oh, you can't access the file share because it's not secure. And this requires absolute SMB1 protocol, which is unsafe and could expose your system to attack. Your system requires SMB2 higher or more resolving this case. Okay, so SMB technique is not working here. No problem. I have also another technique which is uh, so I have already the document cracking folder. I have compressed this folder. Okay, so I can use the Python server to transfer inside Kali. Let me use CMD, open the CMD and type here Python server, Python -m http dot server HTTP server and port number 80. What is the IP address of Windows? The IP address of Windows is 1.7. So start Python server again. On we have a checked IP address also 1.7. So open this IP address in your Kali Linux browser. Okay, download document cracking.rar file. This is the file document cracking.rar file is downloaded. Cancel this. Stop this server. Control C. Close this window. Okay, and now access the particular folder. Where you have downloaded download folder, and here it is. Now right click and extract. Go inside the folders. These are the all files in our Kali Linux. So let's access all these files using the terminal. Document cracking, and here is the all folders and files. Okay, so let's start our task. So in this folder you can see that we have already hash.txt normal file, and the password dictionary file is also we have. Okay, now let's follow this one by one task. To crack a zip file. How to crack a zip file? So whenever you want to crack a zip file, you have to run the zip to zone tool. Zip to John, and then myzip.zip file, and extract the zip file password inside a hash.txt. So we are extracting the password of a zip file inside hash.txt. So when I hit enter, done. Right, now check the password. So zip file password hash is very long. So this is the hash. So how to break this hash? So if you want to break this hash, you have to use John hyphen hyphen word list equal common.txt and hash.txt. Now hit enter. So when you hit enter, now you can see the password is cracked. So this is the password of zip file. Okay, this is the password of zip file. Next document. If you want to crack using Haskell tool, then you have to remove some extra word from the hash file. So this is the extra word you have to remove from the hash file if you want to crack using Haskell tool. Okay. From the beginning and from the end of the line till the dollar. Now save the file. Control X, Y, hit enter. Done. Now after saving the file down, now you can use the hashcat tool. Hashcat and hyphen A0 hyphen M 13600 hash.txt and the password file is common.txt. And now hit enter. So this file status is also saying that it is status is what? Correct. Status is correct, which means the password has been cracked. So what is the password? The password is this AST, right? So the password has been cracked. Done. So we have cracked the password of a zip file using the John tool and Hashcat tool, both the tools. Next is how to crack the password of a rare file. So we have a rare file also. This is the rare file, and this one also. Okay, so use rare to John and then rare file. Extract the password, the rare file password inside the hash.txt. Done. Now check the hash. So this is the hash. So you can see the hash we have to delete because the hash is two times. So there is a two lines and duplicate line. So we have to delete one line. Control. Right. Now save the file. Done. Now check again. Now there's only single line is useful. Okay, no problem. Okay, now how to crack? Either you can use a John tool, okay, or you can also use Hashcat. Hashcat or John, both you can use. So let me use the John. John, hyphen word list, common.txt, and then hash.txt. Hit enter, and again the password is correct. Right, so rare file password is also the same as well as the zip AST. Okay, next is PDF password. How to crack PDF password? So let's use again the same technique PDF to John tool, PDF to John tool, and then PDF file, and then comma, greater than hash.txt and hit enter. Now check the hash. This is the hash of PDF file. Now use the John tool, John, and hit enter. And you can see this is the PDF password ASD123. So ASD123 is the password of a PDF. Then next is document file. For the document, we will use OFFIC Office to John and then Word file greater than and hit enter. Now check Word file. Okay, so this is the Word file has the password has to crack use the same technique John wordlist common.txt has.txt and hit enter. You will see, yeah, so it's a ASD is the password of Word document. Next, to crack Excel file password, again we will use the same technique Office to John and then Excel to XLX greater than hash.txt. Check the content. This is the content. Now apply the John tool and hit enter. And again you can see the password of Excel file is correct. Right? So this is how we have completed all the password cracking related practicals. Next is what is the spyware. So this is the another topic, subtopic actually. Password cracking we have done, completed. Next topic is what is spyware. Spyware is a software used to gain access to a user system and device to monitor their data, files, and behavior. Typically, without their knowledge, types of spyware is adware, trojans, password sealer, keyloggers, mobile spyware. Now, what is the keylogger? Keylogger is basically a software that collects the data you type on your computer keyboard. In addition to keyboard, computer mouse activity can also steal the keylogger. The stolen data is used by cyber attackers to fulfill their malicious intentions, such as stealing money through the online banking, sending abusive messages, selling private data to advertising companies. The target of the hacking attacks are just are not just individual users but also various business, medical, and healthcare institutions, government and military targets, and educational institute also. Now the types of a keylogger. Keylogger are basically of two types: hardware keylogger and software keylogger. The hardware keylogger looks like a dongle and pen drive. Whoever wants your keylogger will put that hardware keylogger in front of your keyboard. Now, whatever you type in your keyboard will be stored in the hardware keylogger, and you will probably never ever know because the 90% of the people will ever do not check some extra device is not installed in their keyboard. So there are some such a module that are not placed in the connector of the keyboard, but inside the keyboard, if your wireless keyboard does not send any an encrypted signal, then it can be hacked or tracked by matching the frequency of the keyboard. Software keylogger. So, this is computer program. Software keyloggers are a computer program that needs to be downloaded and installed on the targeted computer. This software program may be a part of malware toolkit that an internet users has uh, inadvertently downloaded. The recorded information is periodically updated on the server so that the attacker can check. Now, what type of information keyloggers record? The ability of keylogger varies according to their type and the target. Just like password entered by the user, computer screenshot from time to time, web browser activity, list of all programs running on the device, sent copy of the email, and logs of all IM messages. And this is the type of a keystroke logger. Keystroke logger is also divided into two parts: hardware keystroke logger and software. In the hardware keystroke logger, we have a PC BIOS embedded keylogger keyboard, external keyboard keylogger, and PS2 and USB keylogger, and Activity CAN keylogger, Bluetooth keylogger, Wi-Fi keylogger. So this is the hardware keylogger, and the software keylogger list we have application keylogger, kernel keylogger, hypervisor based keylogger, and form grabbing based keylogger. And this is the software of Windows software for keyloggers. Windows keylogger, Refog personal monitor, all-in-one keylogger, Ivansoft free keylogger, Elite keylogger, SpyX free keylogger, and Real PC Spy actual keylogger. So these are the famous keylogger software. But not every keylogger is free for you. Majority of the keyloggers are paid. Okay. Now this is the Linux keylogger. So let's perform the Linux keylogger task. So first of all, you have to install a Linux keylogger, which is called XSpy keylogger. So let's XPY XSpy. So when you hit enter, install this. Okay, after installing, now let's try XSpy. So when you run XSpy, now he is listening for the keystroke. So whenever the user will press any key, it will record here. Okay. So let me go to another terminal. So on this terminal, I'm going to type the SSH command. SSH Kali at the rate 192.168.1 dot this. So whatever the IP, the complete command I have typed, now hit enter. After hit enter, it will not allow, of course. Now let me type the password. So my password is my password is ASD and hit enter. So whatever the command I have typed here, everything is recorded on Access File. Every single key is recorded, whether it is a shift, control, shift, everything. Even the space is also recorded. Okay, so this is the data, whatever you are recorded is visible. So if you want to hide the data, Control C, and then you can use a greater than, and then log dot txt. So you can store all the recorded key inside the log.txt. So whenever you hit enter, now, so now I'm typing this. Okay, so everything is recorded in this file. Now Control C and now check the log.txt file. And now you can see everything is recorded. But still, whenever you run this command is visible now. So this is the also main problem. So you have to hide this command so that the victim cannot identify that the some kind of software is running in my system. So Control C. So if you want to run any command continuously, then you have to use after the command ampersand. So after the ampersand, your command will execute in the background. So when I hit enter, now you can see your command completed, run, and now this command is running in the background. Okay, your command is running in the background. So now whatever you will type, just like this is my name. Okay, so I have typed this. Now, so my name is recorded. Now, if I want to check how to stop this the particular process which is running in the background, how to stop. So if you want to stop, first you have to check the jobs command. So in the jobs command, you can see that there is a command is running in the background. How to stop? If you want to stop, just simply PS process. So in the process also you can see that X spy is running. So kill PID. PID is the process ID. What is the process ID? This is the process ID. And hit enter. So this service is terminated and now it's stopped. If you check the data in the last, you will see that yeah, my name is recorded. So this is a Linux keylogger, and this is for Android keylogger, which is a paid service, right? So I cannot show you. You have to just visit the website and then you can understand. Next thing is steganography, right? We have covered in the previous lectures the cryptography topic, but now we will understand the steganography. So, steganography is the art and science of embedding a secret message in the cover message in such a way that no one apart from the sender and intended receiver suspect the existence of the message, right? So whenever this is the sender and this is the receiver, whenever the sender will send this particular data, this is the secret message I want to hide inside the image, and this is the cover image. So I will hide this secret message inside this cover image with the help of embedding function, some kind of a tool, third-party tool, or some kind of a technique. Then, after the data is hide inside the real image, this is called a stago image. Cover image, but a stago image. Because our secret is inside the image, right? And then the receiver will use the same technique to extract the message from the image. Now, the steganography is also divided into different parts like text steganography, image steganography, video steganography, audio steganography, and network steganography. So I will not show you everything, but I will show you some like image steganography and text steganography. For video steganography, audio and network, we need more time. Practical class. So let's start the method one, how to perform the steganography practicals. Steganography practicals means how to hide your data inside another data. So let's understand. So you need a first of all you need an image, right? A genuine image. So let me download a genuine image, and the image must be a JPG file, right? Not a PNG file. So just type JPG file, hacker JPG file. So here we have a lots of images. Download one of them. Download free. Okay, iStock. Right click and save this image, and it's a JPG image. Good. So let me download inside the home folder or yeah, music folder. I think music or picture folder. That's it. Let me provide the name org original image. Can close this CD and then picture folder. So this is the original image, and so this is a random image you have picked up. Now you need a secret your secret file or whatever you have secret thing. So you wanted to hide a zip file. Okay. So there is a zip file which you want to hide inside a JPG file. How can you do that? Okay. So, so you wanted to hide a zip file. So first of all, you have to create a zip file. So how do you create a zip file? So let's create the zip file so that we can perform this practical as much as early. Compress, create archive. And let's create a zip file. So select .zip. Okay. So just type here secret secret and then zip file and just create. Now you can see the zip file is created now. Copy this zip file and paste inside the picture folder. Done. So now you have only original image and a secret.zip file. Original image and a secret.zip file. Okay. Let me create a copy of the file because we need, so this is the copy of the file and I will use this one image only in the practical. So we have a one copy and one original. So I will work with the original file so that we can use the backup file later. So let's how to hide this secret.zip inside original image. So we can do that. Cat image, original image, and then secret.zip and transfer inside hide.jpg. So create another image or create another JPG file. So when you hit enter, now your secret.zip file is now inside the merge with the original.jpg, and after that they have created another hide.jpg file which is looks like same. So there is no difference between the this image and this image. Okay. So there is no difference between these images. All they are look like same. So now let me delete the secret.zip file and yeah, we need to just delete the secret.zip and that's it. So now I don't have a secret.zip file. So I have only hide.zip jpg. So when I transfer this file to my friend will ask me that how can I extract the secret data from this file, right? So he will use, so when I tell him that there is a zip file inside it, so he will use unzip command, unzip and then hide.jpg. So when he run the command, now you can see that all the data is extracted. Look at that. So all the data is extracted from the hide.jpg file. So you can see a lots of files is hidden inside the JPG. So this is first method to hide any data inside a image file. Okay, a zip file, how to hide a zip file inside image file. Now let me delete hide.jpg and yeah, hide.jpg secret. Okay, method two, second method. In the second method, stake hide is a command line utility that helps us to hide a confidential data inside a image or audio file. It supports only JPG, BMP, WAV, and AU files. How can you do this? Okay, so this is the command stake hide. So by default, the stake hide is not installed. So let's install this. So now the stake hide tool is installed. Now we can perform the practical. So stake hide embed hyphen ef and your yeah, we need a secret.txt file and then input.jpg file and then it will create a jpg file. So we have a text file. Do you have a text file, any secret file? So we have only a folder which is a secret folder. Now we need to create another text file which is a secret text file. So my password is ASD, and I want to save this file inside uh, secret.txt. So this is my secret.txt I have created. Now let's hide inside empd embed -ef secret.txt -cf cf and with which image? Original image. With original image, I want to hide, and then -sf, which means output file is output dot jpg. So when I hit enter, now he's asking for the password that you have to set a password also. ASD, I have password provided. Now your file is ready, and you can see that your output.jpg file is ready. And you can see that there is no difference between the output.jpg file. It looks like the same. So is there any difference? No, no difference. Okay, so output.jpg file is created. Now let's delete the original file secret.txt, right? Now how to extract your secret message from the file? To extract your secret message from the file, you have to use extract stake hide extract extract -sf output.jpg. That's it. So when you hit enter, enter the password, and now you can see your secret.txt file is back again, right? So this is second method to hide data. Next is third method. Third method is outguess. So using outguess is another method. Outguess is another command actually. So use outguess, outguess -k. K is the password. Which password you want to set? ASD is the password I want to set on the -d secret.txt file I want to hide. In which file? Input, which means original file, and then output file name. So what is the output file name? New.jpg. So when you hit enter, okay, so outguess is also not installed. Done. Now let's try again and run again. Finally done. Now check, and you can see the new.jpg file is again created. So let's delete the say secret file new.jpg. Okay. Now if you want to extract a secret message from this new.jpg, how could you do? So OUT out GUEWS outguess -r new.jpg file. And what is your secret file name? So you have to mention your secret file name. What do you want? So let's see CRET secret.txt and done. Now check the content. Okay. Okay. Sorry. SECRT secret.txt. So content is disappeared. Next method is method number 4, which is using Stable Suite, which is a GUI tool, right? So GUI tool, which means it's a Windows tool, Stable Suite. Okay, so you can use Stable Suite for your Windows Stable SUIT Stable Suite. So this is your next is NTFS data stream. What is the NTFS data stream? So let's cover this NTFS data stream. Okay, so what is the NTFS data stream? NTFS data stream or NTFS is a alternate data stream, which means ADS. NTFS is the ADS. Alternate data stream is a Windows hidden stream which contains metadata for the file, such as attributes, word count, author name, and access modification time of the files. ADS is the ability to fork data into existing files. Okay. ADS, so this is the main point. ADS having the ability to fork the new data into existing files without changing or altering their functionality, size, display, or to file browsing utility. Okay. Again, it is a steganography, which means to hide the data. ADS allows an attacker to inject malicious code in the file on an accessible system and then execute them without being detected by the user. So how we can create a NTFS stream data, NTFS stream file? Okay, so let me use a command prompt for that. CMD, right click, run as administrator. So this is your CMD. This is our CMD. Okay, now let's use and create. So right now we are here. So this is my location, system 32. Okay, so I want to create a file echo and type the name. This is the FIRST first file dot txt. So this is the first file. First file, or either I can say that it's one dot txt, first file. And let's type the message inside the file. This is FIRST first file. In the so this is I'm going to print or save inside the one dot txt. So when I hit enter, so this file is created. Okay, I think I have to change the file location, the folder location. Sorry. So let's create here. So you can see one.txt file is created. This is the file which we have created. Now let's create another file, but inside the one.txt. Okay, this is second file. Okay, so I'm going to creating another file. So you have to save this file like this, second file greater than first file.txt colon second. Okay, so one.txt colon and then second dot txt. So when I hit enter, done. Now check. So when you check, only the first .txt file is visible. Where is the second .txt file? So second .txt file, I have created ADS, alternate data stream, which will not easily visible to you, not me also. So this second .txt is inside the one.txt. Okay. So there is some methods to view the content of the file. So one of them is whenever you try to check the content of the first.txt file, type command and then first.txt, so it will show you only this is the first file. So where is the second file? Second file content also, right? So whenever you use more command can give you so more command less than first.txt colon second.txt. So you have to type like this first.txt colon second.txt with the more command. Then it will show you the second. This is the second file. Okay. So with the help of more command, you can see the content only. But if you want to delete this content, this particular line, this particular file, or this particular data from the first.txt, then you have to use uh, the stream file. So delete NTFS alternate data stream from the file. You have to download this. So download this file, download, download, open the folder and right click and WinRAR stream, stream. Okay. Now just copy the location or not copy the location, just you have to copy this complete for this stream.exe file copy and paste inside which location you have to paste inside the C drive locations. You copy and just paste here. Continue, paste, paste, done. Now after that you have to check. So yes, here is the stream.exe file. So you have to run this file. How could you run this file? So you have to run this file like this string.exe and the file name. Okay, so string.exe and the file name is a 1.txt. So when you hit enter, it will show you agree. Yes. So it will show you only that yes, there is a data, there is a hidden data which with the name of second.txt, and there is a data size is 24 bytes. Data is available in the file, right? So whenever you run this command, stream1.txt, there it will show you the data which is exist in the file, which is the hidden data. But if you want to delete this data, then you have to use the command stream.exe hyphen d. So I want to delete the data hyphen d before the file, right? Stream.exe hyphen d for delete the data from the first.txt. So when I hit enter, now you can see it is saying that the data is deleted. Okay, now the data is deleted. Now check and verify again. Now nothing, it's empty completely. Now you can also try the more command. So more command also say there is no file available. So this is how you can create a stream, alternate data stream file, and then you can how you can delete this file also. Next is what is the white space steganography? Okay, so for the white space steganography, you need a snowdos32.exe file, right, which is very famous. Let me delete these files, go back to the location, system hacking, and in the system hacking, we have a snowdos32. Here is the particular tool. Okay, so right click and just extract. Okay, before extracting, let me do one more thing because I'm performing the now there is so many tools in that which is uh, caught by the antivirus. Okay, so there is a problem for you and for me also. So whenever you perform this kind of practicals, you have to make sure for the limited time you have to disable your antivirus until your practical is not successfully completed. So let's go to the Windows Defender Security and just go to the manage setting and just turn off real time protection. Then So real-time production is done. So let me close. Now just right click and extract here, right? So extracted here. So okay, so copy this complete folder, Control X, and paste anywhere, like in the document or in different locations, like music also. Music is empty completely. Okay, so after the completely empty music, now just cancel this command. So practical is to access the Snowd of 30 with the help of Snowd of 32 exe file. We can create a white space steganography practical. Okay, we can hide the data which is not visible to everyone. Okay, so let's go inside it. And here, so access the terminal from here, CMD terminal, right? So the terminal is here. Now, so whenever you check dir command, you will see that hello.txt and then output.txt file and then a document file, and there is a tool, Sonos 34. So I'm going to show you something, which is that there is a hello.txt. In this file, there is only hello world. You can see that only the hello world. Okay, close this file. Now let me delete this output file. Okay, now let's run the command to create a white space steganography snow.32.exe, snow.32.exe file, hyphen C for compressing, hyphen M for message. What is the message? So this, so whatever I'm typing here in the double quotes, this is my secret message. So this is my SEC secret MEC message. Okay, and then hyphen P for password. So what is the password you want to set for the security reason? So this is my password ASD and hello.txt. So I'm going to applying on this hello.txt, and then it will create, then it will create output .txt file. So when I hit enter, compress and done, created. So now you can see that there is an output.txt file is created. So whenever you open this hello world.txt file, normal hello.txt, and this is output.txt file, same as it is. Is there any difference in that? Right? There is a completely no difference looks like. Okay, but whenever you select, so this is the hello.txt. When I select this file, Control A, so it is only saying that hello world is selected. But now let's go for hello output.txt. Now here press Control A. Now you can see that the white space is also selected. Why? So what is the reason behind that the white space is selected? The reason behind is that whatever the message which I have typed here, this particular message, this the secret message is not visible here, and this is here, but it is not visible normally, right? So that is called a white space steganography. The secret message is mentioned in the file, but it is not visible. So Control W cancels. Now, what is the task? The task is that how could you reveal the text the white space text. So to reveal the white space text, you have to use Snowdos. Okay. So let me use Snowdos and then compress hyphen p for password. What is the password? ASD is the password. And then output .txt. So when you hit enter, you can see your secret message is visible now on the terminal. If you try to check in the file, it will not visible to you. Only in the terminal you can reveal your secret message. Okay. So this is white steganography. Now next is email steganography. So there is a website, spam mimic website. So by using this spam mimic website, we can perform the email steganography. So you want to encode your message, your secret message. So I'm saying yes, I want to encode my secret message. Now there is some options: encode as a spam with a password, encode as a fake spreadsheet, encode as a fake PGP key, encode as a fake Russian language, and encode as a fake space, which means white space steganography again. So I'm saying that encode as a spam message with password. Selected. So now type here your secret password. So my password is pass 123. And what is your secret message? My secret message is pass 123. Now just encode. So after click on the encode button, so this particular website will give you this kind of message, the complete message. Okay, so you have to select all this complete message, copy, and then start your and then open your Gmail account, and then you can send to anyone this secret message. If the person is already understand, or he's common sense, or he's a hacker already, then he can easily identify what is this, what is the meaning of the random message, why he's sending me. So he just select this message again. He will select, then go to the decode section. On the decode section, again he will click on the decode spam with the password. Now first he will put the password PASS pass 123, and then he will paste here the secret message and then click on the decode. So when he decode, now you can see this is my secret. So the secret message is revealed, right? So you can do this for your daily purpose sometimes. Next is what is the attrib command or attribute command. So this attrib command or attribute command is a Windows command prompt. The main purpose of this command is to remove and set file attribute like hidden, read-only, system, and archive. So these are the four uh, file attribute. The attribute provide security to software program. It display sets or remove the read-only, hidden, archive file attributes assigned for a file directory. So there are the four attribute in the Windows files: hidden, read-only, archive, and system. Hidden, it makes files and folder invisible to the user to provide for safety of the files or a folder. Read-only, it provides the read-only attribute to the file. In other words, no one can delete or make changes to that specific file that has read-only attribute. Okay, archive provide a backup of file, hence help in a recovering of files. System mark the file as an important system, hence change the priority of the file. And these are the parameter of the command: plus R, plus A, plus S, plus H. Okay, so H for hidden, S for system file, use attribute to as a system file, and plus A for archiving, and plus R for read only. So how to hide any folder using the cmd command. So let's consider, let me go back, forward slash, and now here you can see that there is a snowdos folder directory, dir directory. So I wanted to hide this folder. You can see that I wanted to hide this folder. So how can I do this? Simple command, achieve command, folder name, and then command plus a plus r plus h plus s. We run this, okay. A double T R I B achieve command, and then folder name is snow dot plus a plus r plus e plus r plus h and then plus s. So when you hit enter and run this command, now you can see that the folder is going to be blurred and then disappeared. So when I refresh this, now the folder is completely empty, disappeared, right? And you cannot retract this folder, even if you are using this one also. The options view. If you select on the hidden files is also selected, you can see that hidden files is also selected. Still, the folder is not visible. Okay, so if you want back your folder, then you have to use minus, 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 and then minus. So when you hit enter again, now your folder is back again. Right? So this is the important thing of the achieve command. Okay. Next is the privilege escalation. What is the privilege escalation? A privilege escalation you cannot understand right now because first you have to understand how to hack window, right? What is the administrator user, what is the normal user, and after hacking so much, then you can understand what is the privilege escalation actually. So I'm going to skip this part for a specific minute, specific time, then I will cover this later. Okay, after this, there is a remote login third-party tools, which you need to understand how these third-party tools will work. Okay, okay, full screen. So this is the full screen. Okay, done. So let me do this. So full screen is visible. That's good. Now the thing is that we are going to perform the practical, which is that how to remotely log in any operating system. If you are in the same network, if the both computers are in the same network, then how can you access the remote login of any computer? Right? Through the SSH, it is possible, but I'm talking about the GUI access, graphical access. How could you take the graphical access of any computer within the same network? So this is the practical I'm going to perform uh, to access remote learning server. How to access Linux desktop from Windows using RDP, right? So how to access a Linux desktop from Windows view RDP. Okay, no problem. So the task is that I have to access Linux Windows, sorry, a Linux operating system on my Windows using RDP protocol, remote desktop protocol. Okay, the GUI version. How can I access? So it's a simple task. It doesn't mean. Let me show you how can we perform this simply. So for that, in your Linux system, you have to install XRDP tool. Okay, XRDP tool. So let me install apt install XRDP in your Linux first of all. So I'm going to be installing this XRDP. Okay, so after installing the XRDP, now you can understand after installing the XRDP. Now let's check the IP address of Kali Linux. Done. Okay, now on your Windows machine. Now, okay, one more thing you have to remember. What is the username? Username is a Kali, right? If the Kali username is not working, then you have to try with the root user. Okay, if it is not working, Kali user, it's not working, then so make sure you have to remember both user password. So in my case, Kali user password is the ASD and root user password is also ASD. So I remember all the users password. So you have to also set all the user password as the same password for all user. So let's try to access RDP, remote desktop connection. So this is the remote desktop connection. Here you have to enter your target IP address 192.168.1.17. Now connect. But it's saying that the remote desktop can't connect to this blah blah. I don't know what is this. But let's check what is the problem. So you have to mention here the username also. Let me first try Kali user. Kali user, allow me to save password. So Kali user, username is Kali and the IP address is mentioned and password we will provide later. Now connect again. So he's trying to connect with the Kali Linux, but let's see what is the problem. Remote access server is not enabled. Remote desktop can't connect to the remote computer of one of the reason remote access the remote computer is turned off. The remote computer is not available on the network. So he's saying there is some few things like either the remote computer is turned off, either it is not enabled, or either it is not in the same network. Let me check some verification. What is the problem with it in the Kali Linux? So the IP address represent that yes, it is in the same network. No problem. Okay. Now let me check one more thing that can I ping this 192.168.1.17 IP address? Yes, I can ping, no problem. It is working perfectly. So, so XRDP is running. XRDP. So service XRDP STATUS status. So it's saying that inactive. Yeah. So this is the problem. The service XRDP I have installed perfectly, no doubt, but the service is inactive. It's a dead, right? So we have to activate this service now first. So how to activate this service? Simple. Service XRDP STA RT start. Now the service is started. Let's check and verify. You can see actively running. Okay, press Q to exit. Done. Now let's try again. Connect. And now you can see that instantly. Yes. Now if I enter the password, ASD and hit enter. Now let's wait. What happened? Yeah, I think I have already told you maybe it will create some problem. So it is not connecting. So let's try with the root user. Root user. Connect. Yes. Password ASD. Done. Yes. So with the root user, it is working. So if you try to access someone else's computer with the root user, you can access completely a graphical access of someone else's computer. You can see that. So now I have access of Kali Linux graphical access. You can see, right? The same Kali Linux which is running in my virtual box, the same Kali Linux I have also in, I have access on my Windows. So this is how the things will work. Okay, next, Shelly. Let's stop this service, XRDP. Next thing is how to access a Windows operating system on Kali Linux, graphical access. So remote into Linux from Windows with VNC. Remote into Linux, remote live mode into Linux from will be in the download VNC for Windows. So we have to download the VNC for Windows. So where's the VNC? Did we have a VNC? So VNC is not here. Let me download the VNC. VNC, VNC for Windows. So please download real VNC. 14 days trial. Install. Next. Accept agreement. Next. Next. Install. Let's see what will happen. Finish. Done. Close. So yeah, real VNC viewer. Sign in without signing. I think I have downloaded the wrong things. Remote into Linux from Windows. Will show turn so try VNC server tool. Okay, remote desktop connection. Access remote X. No. Remote. We have to enable the remote connection in the Windows. Remote desktop setting. Yeah, so you can see that. So we have to enable this. We have to on this remote desktop. Confirm. Yes. So now you can see it's on. After on now, the Linux users can access the Windows inside the Linux. How they can do this? Simple. Either you can use the Remina tool, either you can use a pre-RDP tool. Okay, Vengre, RDS tool. There's a lots of tools to access Windows inside Linux. So let me use this one of them. I don't know whether I can access or not, but still let me try because it's the Windows 11 now. That's why. Maybe they will create some problem. So Remina tool. Let me try the Remina tool. REMM, REMM. So Remina is not available. Let me install the Remina. apt install REMM Remina. Okay, now what is the IP address of Windows? 1.7. Okay, so Remina has been installed. Now let's start. Okay, sorry. Remina. So what is the IP address? 192.168.1.7. Now hit enter. Yes. What is the username? Username for the my Windows is, so I think it's a Microsoft account. I think KSHAM is the username. KSHAM. Password is a 0404. Okay, sorry. 040. Domain is nothing. Just click on OK. Okay, so he's not accepting the password. I also thinking about that he will not accept the password. Why? Because the password is a pin. No, that's password is pin 0404. Okay, but you can access any other window where the only password is working. If they did not set any pin number, just like I have set 0404 for my Windows login pin, then it is not it is creating a problem for me. So don't worry, I will cover this later. What is the problem with that? Let me cancel this process. Next. So next thing is that when you are using the Windows, you have to know about your Windows, some basic commands, some important commands, right? For daily base uses command, just one of them is a hostname command. So hostname command will tell you the Windows host name, the Windows machine name. So this is your computer name actually. Whenever you type system, as well as system info command, it will print all the hardware related all informations regarding here. So it's a Lenovo manufactured computer, model number is this, processor, and all of the things which you require, network information and hypervisor related informations, everything. Route print, if you want to print out the route, ROUT, route, PRINT print. So it will print all the route tables information. Okay. Next is net group slash global, net group slash domain. Okay, so this command is not working. Net local group. So these are the all net local groups. Administrators group is this. Users group, replicator, remote desktop users. Okay. And same as well as the who am I command. So who am I command will show you the username and the computer name. So which user is right now logged in? So it will show you. Netstat-ano will show you netstat and will show you all the services, which service running on which port number. So TCP port numbers, how many TCP port numbers is running and how many UDP port numbers is running. ARP hyphen A, I have already told you, it will print the ARP table. Okay, address resolution protocol table. So it will show you that. Look at that. The MAC address looks same, but it is not. You can see that. So here is a D1 and here is a D2, right? So the MAC addresses look same, but it is not same. Net user command, IP config command. So whenever you run IP config slash all, it will print all the IP address and with their MAC address information. And net user is command, you know that to add a new user. Okay, after that, as you can see that Windows hacking using Metasploit, right? So from this module, the hacking is started, which you are waiting for this. That when the first hacking we will see that how to hack a Windows, right? How to hack Windows operating system, how to create virus and then send into the victim computer so that the victim will open the virus and then their computer will hack. So now this thing is started from this here. But before going to understand how the hacking is working, how to hack Windows hacking, there is a one more thing. Windows hacking using Metasploit. So what is the Metasploit first? So if you don't know the Metasploit, then you cannot understand all these commands. What these command I have typed here. Right. So first let's understand the Metasploit framework too. Then we will go to cover this complete rest of the theory or the practicals, or lots of practicals. Now close this PDF, close this one also, go back. So go back. So there is a Metasploit framework. So here is the Metasploit framework related some PDF, some books, which I will also refer to you. I will also upload you. So Metasploit framework is here. So Metasploit framework basics by me. Okay, so let's understand what is the Metasploit framework. About the Metasploit, Metasploit framework is an open source penetration testing project that helps to find out system and applications vulnerabilities and exploit these weak points into the system to find out how to fix it. Metasploit also used in footprinting, reconnaissance, network scanning, exploitation, malware development, and web application attacks. Metasploit history. Metasploit was created by H.T. Moray in 2003 using Perl. By 2007, the Metasploit framework had been completely rewritten in Ruby language, and on October 2009, the Metasploit project announced that it had been acquired by a Rapid7 security company that provides unified vulnerability management solutions. What is the useful terminology in the Metasploit framework too? So vulnerability. What is the meaning of a vulnerability? Vulnerability means a weakness in the target system through which weakness penetration can successfully occur, right? And what is the exploit? Exploit is a once a vulnerability is a known, an attacker can take advantage of it and break into the system using the code, script, or are known as an exploit. Okay, so exploit is equal to vulnerability plus payload. Payload is what? Payload is the set of tasks initiated by the attacker subsequent to an exploit in order to maintain access to the compromised system. Okay, so this is the payload. Payload is also considered as a spy agent, right? So CLI, command line interface, GUI, the graphical user interface, and MSF means Meta Exploit Framework, MSF, Meta Exploit Framework, MSF. So Metasploit also have some different edition. So this is the Metasploit Community Edition, which is a free edition, which we are going to perform, which we are going to learn about it. Metasploit Express Community Plus Smart Exploitation, Password Auditing, Evidence Collection, Logging, Reporting, Repair, lots of features. So this is paid. Metasploit Express is a paid. Metasploit Pro version is also a paid version but they have a lots of incident things. And the Metasploit is completely open source development platform. So run on any operating system. You can use a Metasploit on your Windows and on your Linux, Unix, Mac OS, any operating system. Allows anyone to exploit and usually root certain machine with an only IP address and a basic background of system. Require no knowledge of the software bug and exploit machine code. This is the architecture of the Metasploit framework. In the Metasploit framework, we have a few modules, and the modules are payload, exploit, encoder, nopes, aux, and evasion, no and evasion, and one more also. So these are called modules, right? And then after the module, we have a libraries. In the library, we have a Rex, MSF Core, MSF Base. So these three libraries we have. MSF Base is a library of plugins, and MSF the Rex is the tools based library. And in the MSF base, we also have an interface like console, command, prompt, CLI, web, GUI, everything. These are the different interface to access Metasploit framework tool. There are three libraries that support the most of the undertaking and incorporating base64, HTTP, SMB, SSL, Unicodes, and MSF Core stabilize the Metasploit framework and offers standard API security. And MSF Base offers an available API. Now, with Metasploit, you can perform the following operations: conduct a basic penetration test on small network, run a spot check on the exploitability of the vulnerability, discover the network and import data, browse exploit modules and run individual exploits on a host. What is the vulnerability? A vulnerability is a security hole in a piece of software, a hardware or operating system that provide a potential angle to attack the system. A vulnerability can be as simple as weak password or as a complex as buffer overflow or SQL injection vulnerabilities. So these are the some vulnerabilities name. Vulnerability scanning will allow you to quickly scan target IP range looking for known vulnerabilities, giving a penetration tester a quick idea of what attacks might be worth conducting. So these are the modules in our Metasploit framework: exploits, payloads, encoders, nopes, auxiliaries, evasion, and post. Total 7 modules we have in the Metasploit framework. So what is the encoder first? Okay, what is the encoder? Exploit and payload I think I have already covered. Now let's understand the encoder. Encoder are the raw payload code to evade a detection by antivirus or other defenses. Different coding algorithms are used like XOR, Shuffle, and Pretend, etc. to create encoders. So popular encoders are Shikadaganai Base64 and PowerShell Base64. So these are the best of best encoders available in the Metasploit framework. Except these encoder, we are also having so many others encoder also, but these are the best. Now, what is the exploit? Exploit is the program that is used to attack the vulnerability of the target. There is a large database for exploits on a Metasploit framework. You can search the database for exploits and see the informations about how they work. Right? The time they were discovered, how effective they are, and so on. Now, auxiliaries is the exploit is the program that is okay. I think I have just copy paste the upper line. My mistake. No problem. Payload is a bind shell is a when the target machine is open a port and listening for an incoming connection from the attacking machine. So there is an attacker machine, there is a victim machine. And the victim machine is waiting and he is listening on port number 1337. Now the attacker will send a request to this particular port number, right, on a particular IP address to bind TCP. And after the request will receive by the victim, the exploit has been, so the connection will be stabilized between the attacker and the machine. Okay. So there is a payload. Payload is equal to Windows Meterpreter bind TCP payload will be used. Bind shell. A reverse shell is a simply the reverse. The attacking machine opens a port and waiting for the target machine to connect. In the most case, for the CTFs and exams, you will want to use a reverse shell. So this is the bind shell. This is the bind shell where the attacker will use victim IP address. You can see that victim IP address is used by the attacker, right? And but in the this is the reverse shell technique. In the reverse shell, the attacker use his IP address, not the victim IP address, to make a connection. And the payload which is used for the reverse shell is Windows Meterpreter Reverse TCP. Okay. The advantage of the reverse shell over the bind shell is that the majority of the system firewall generally do not block the outgoing connection, such as as much as they block the incoming ones. That's why the reverse TCP is most important in comparison of the binders. What is the notes? In assembly code, a nope is the short form for no operation, and this is the most popular known for x86 32-bit chips as X0, X90. Nopes prevent the payload from crashing, right? A sort of arbitrary bytes in the generated by the nope, which is used to bypass the standard IPS, IDS, and nope SLEED signature. Nopes keep the payload size consistent. Evasion, what is the evasion? The evasion module helps generate a Windows executable exe which evades the Windows Defender antivirus, and this is achieved using the various techniques such as Meta's anti-emulation, shell code encryption, and source code obfuscation. So there is a different methods to bypass the antivirus, which is called evasion method. Post Metasploit post gather a modules are useful after a Metasploit session has opened. And this guide focuses on the post module for gathering additional information from a host after a Metasploit session has opened. These are the some terms lhost, which is used in the Metasploit framework. So, what is the meaning of lhost? Lhost means the localhost IP address, which means attacker IP address, hacker IP address. L port is also a hacker port number. R host means victim IP address. R port victim port number. Target setting specify the target setting on version number. Exploit timeout define the timeout in the minutes. Now, next thing is a Metasploit uses a ranking system for all its modules. Module ranking indicate the reliability and likelihood of an exploit working and not crashing a target server or system. Ranking help determine how safely and effectively a module can be used. So these are the some ranking system like excellent module, excellent exploit, great, good, normal, average, low. So these are the ranking. Component of Metasploit framework. The component of Metasploit framework is that MSF console. This is the main component. This is the command line interface that is used by Metasploit framework, and it enables you to navigate through all the Metasploit database at ease and use the required modules. So this is the command that you entered before get the Metasploit console. So whenever you want to start a Metasploit framework, you have to run this command MSF console. MSF console means Metasploit framework console. Now next is MSF Venom. This tool helps you to create your own payload Venom to inject in your victim machine. And this important And this is important since your payload might get detected as a threat and get deleted by threat detection software such as the antivirus or anti-malware. Metasploit command and their basics. Some of the core command is banner command, cd command, color command, version, show, use, back, search. So all these command I will cover later. I mean to say next week. So Meterpreter is also another component of Metasploit framework. Meterpreter is an advanced payload that has a lot of functionality built into it. It communicates using encrypted packets, and furthermore, Meterpreter is quite difficult to trace and locate once in the system. It can capture, screenshot, dump passwords, has, and many more practicals you can perform. So this is the default location of the Metasploit framework software in the Kali Linux if it is already installed. Rest of the command I will cover later tomorrow practically. So tomorrow practically I will perform what is the Metasploit framework one by one everything. Okay. Okay, Nitin. So for today it's enough. Hello Nitin. Hello Nitin. Are you listening?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So for today, it's enough. And tomorrow I will cover the practical part of the Metasploit framework. So today I have covered only the theoretical part. Make
Perfect.
sure you are revision yourself, otherwise you
Oh
will not
yeah.
understand. Okay. Keep reminder these things you have to practice daily. If you are facing any problem,
Yes, yes.
any lab setup issue, you have to text me anytime. Yeah.
Okay, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you very much
Okay.
for the class. Have a good rest of the day.
Sorry.
Have a
Yeah,
good
of
rest of the
course.
day.
Thank
Bye.